Hello, my name is Libby Bennett and I will be your instructor for English 1302, Composition and Rhetoric, Part 2. I wanted to go over some basic information about me and about the course. I wanted to give you information about how to get a hold of me. First of all, the best way to email me is in D2L. It's easier than if you email me directly to my Lone Star account because Lone Star has specific parameters and a lot of times things get filtered into junk mail and then I'm not able to access my junk mail all the time. So the best way to get a hold of me is in the D2L classroom. I check emails Monday through Thursday at any point in the day, morning or evening, it depends. And I will not be checking email over spring break or from Good Friday through Easter. So this is the course description. This is what's in the course catalog. You'll also find it in your syllabus. 1302 is an intensive study of and practice in the strategies and techniques for developing research-based expository and persuasive texts. There's an emphasis on effective and ethical rhetorical inquiry, including primary and secondary research methods, critical reading of verbal, visual, and multimedia texts, systematic evaluation, synthesis, and documentation of information sources, and critical thinking about evidence and conclusions. Lone Star has come up with 5 learning outcomes that they expect every student in English 1302 to master. This is part of what makes your course transferable to Texas universities. So I want to go over that real quick. Demonstrate knowledge of individual and collaborative research processes. Develop ideas and synthesize primary and secondary sources within focused academic arguments, including one or more research-based essays. Analyze, interpret, and evaluate a variety of texts for the ethical and logical uses of evidence. Write in a style that clearly communicates meaning, builds credibility, and inspires belief or action, and apply conventions of style manuals for academic disciplines, MLA for English. So our textbook is called Why Write? An Anthology for Introductory Composition. So this is different than the one that is available in the bookstore, so you need to actually purchase it from the link that I emailed you about a week before classes started. One of your first assignments will be to purchase the book and upload a copy of the receipt or the email stating thank you for the purchase or whatever. Feel free to block out any identifying information, and that will be your first assignment grade. Attendance and participation. Since this class is 100% online, completion of your coursework is going to be how I know whether or not you attended. I'm not going to count your logins or say you have to log in on specific days because I expect that you will log in as you can. I would recommend logging in about 3 times a week. Discussion posts. So I call these DBs, short for discussion board. For this class, our week begins on Monday and ends on Sunday. Most weeks have online discussions. The one exception is weeks when we do peer reviews for essays, and I will give you more information about that in just a few minutes. So the DBs are worth 25% of your total course grade. You have to make a total of 3 posts to get full credit. The first one is your initial discussion, which is the response to my prompt, and that is always going to be due at 11:59 on Thursday of the week that the DB is assigned. It must be a minimum of 250 words. Then you must make 2 additional responses to your classmates' post by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So the discussions are working from Thursday through Sunday. Of course, you're welcome to post early. The responses to your classmates must be at least 125 words each. So with each discussion, you'll be writing 500 words minimum. I treat these discussions kind of like mini essays. So many times you'll have to incorporate evidence from readings to support what you're saying. If you do, you must do so in MLA format, using the author page number format for the in-text citation and then providing the citation, the full citation at the bottom. These posts are also designed to help prepare you for the essays. And sometimes, depending on the essay prompt, you can use parts of things that you've already developed in the discussion board as part of your essay. I just grade the discussion posts on content and grammar. I'm of the opinion that they are equally important because if I don't understand what someone says because the grammar is not where it should be, then it interferes with how well the content is understood. The next category on the grading is miscellaneous assignments. Assignments are always due on Sundays. You will not necessarily have assignments every week, but you should review the upcoming week at the end of at the end of a week so that you kind of can plan accordingly. Assignments help you complete the essays, and they are worth 30% of your grade. So the idea here is that everything that you do builds on itself. You will write 4 large essays in this class. They will be anywhere from 3 to 7 pages depending on the topic, and all essays together are worth 40% of your final grade. When you write these papers, you'll most likely need to incorporate some research into them. And these papers are, again, extension of our class discussions. This part is kind of complicated. It'll make more sense as we move forward. But when you write an essay, you will go through 2 peer reviews. And these peer reviews, being actively engaged in the peer review, taking part in it, being prepared for it, is worth 30% of your essay's grade. And then on top of that, the peer reviews count as 5% of your overall course grade. So the point of a peer review is to strengthen your writing, reviewing, and revising skills. So they're very guided and very targeted, and I will help you with that as we get going. The deadlines for these assignments, whether it's uploading your initial best draft or completing the peer reviews, are very time sensitive. They are located in the course calendar on D2L. And I plan to stick to the deadlines you see in D2L. If you miss the initial deadline, like if you don't upload your best draft, or it's not a best draft, meaning it's like a page or a paragraph, I will not assign you to a peer review group, and you will have a 30-point penalty on your essay. So this is very important. And then remember, we are using MLA 8th edition now. So your grade determination, we've talked about it one by one, but now let's look at it all together. The online DBs are 25%. Miscellaneous assignments are 30%, peer reviews are 5%, and large essays are 40%. You do not have a final test in here, but your last essay will count as your final, and it will be due that last week of class. We have a standard 4.0 grade scale here, so I've put it on the screen. Feel free to look at it. Just remember that anything under 70 will not transfer to a university. Withdrawal date. The last date of withdrawal with a W on your transcripts is April 2nd. Of 19. Some people think that if you get an F in the class that you'll be able to retake it and that grade will replace, but that's actually not how most universities in Texas do it. Most universities in Texas will take the F and average it with whatever you got, and if it's under a 70, then you're not going to pass. So you really should utilize the withdrawal if you can. I know that's linked to the 6-drop rule and it could affect some funding, but you've signed up for a course, so barring anything unnatural happening, you should be able to complete the course. Let's take a moment and go into Lone Star Online. We'll go over the content, grades, course, and I'll show you where the course syllabus is. When you sign into D2L, you'll come to this page. Here there will be announcements. Usually there's at least one a week, and sometimes there's more. I like to keep people abreast of what's going on in the class or what's going on with grading timelines and things like that. To access the main information in the course, you need to go over here to content. And you'll see we have the overview, which is where the course syllabus is. And then down here, you'll look, I've got where the table of contents is. I've listed it by week. Okay, so up here where it says grammar references, this is a lot of information about grammar topics that people have problems with, that people get confused on. They're not necessarily something I'm going to ask you to do separately, but I might say in my feedback, please review how to fix run-on sentences, and then you would go here. And this link here will give you information about our textbook and also MLA template, an MLA for Dummies video, just in case you need a little bit of a refresher. Okay, and then you begin here with week 1. So week 1, how to access and purchase the e-textbook is right here, okay? And so you'll click on that, and here again is the link if you need it. And then you go back into week 1. And our first discussion topic is to tell me a little bit about yourself. Please read the whole thing because there's actually a question in here that I want you to ask. We're going to be doing this on the first 2 days of class just to kind of as a meet and greet. And that way we're not worried about keeping up with it throughout the week. So I'll respond on Tuesday and Wednesday to this discussion. Here is where you'll upload the textbook receipt. Remember that's due Sunday. It's your first assignment. And then we actually have a full-on discussion going on for the first week. Your initial post will be due on Thursday and your 2 responses on Sunday. You can also look ahead to weeks 2 through 4. I have not finalized these weeks yet, but it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. So just so you know, I have the week 1 and the dates. So that's a Monday start and a Sunday end on all of these. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.